Here you have like a mountain of case law for all these courts across the country and going all the way up to Supreme saying you can't copyright the law. Now, a lot of what the publishers have been working on is going through proposing a bill. So the Pro Codes Act. And the Pro Codes Act, what they're attempting to do with that is, I mean, just like you said, like go around the legal system that they've now kind of failed at for so many years, and then get legislatures to say they can have copyright and they can control access to the law. Now, this is a very new thing for us, right? We've, unfortunately, we became very well versed in the legal system. Didn't intend to, but did. And then now we've had to jump into the kind of the lobbying side, and we're seeing the millions of dollars they've spent to try and get traction and influence these individual politicians in DC to push the bill through. So, our focus has changed a little bit. So now we're playing defense on another frontier, which is on the legislative side.
Well, and this is why I love geeking out on this stuff, because I mean, you guys are basically doing the action items all the way up to the Washington D.C. stuff that with Construction Progress Coalition, everything we want to try and get going with things way further downstream of like what are some of these payments activities and other RFIs and other transactions that are the kind of breadcrumbs of really good project analytics and forecasting and other things like that. But you need these real polls of, what is this, law or thing that we can kind of hang our hat on. And that's, I love this example of codes and figuring out, like, as contractors, what can we learn from these efforts and even take value from these efforts that are hopefully going to make the downstream acceptance of digital designs and digital things that meet those codes, so that we don't have to go looking in the same areas. It's just linked right there. I assume you're kind of thinking about that whole workflow of how do we connect the dots between those that are designing and those that are building.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that the codes and regulations are the foundational layer for so many of these workflows. I mean, so just like you're mentioning things like permitting or, even like project management or getting into plan review or looking at schedules, so many things get tied back to the code. Mm-hmm. And when you start to, I think, lock down that foundational layer, you lose the opportunity to inject that into so many of these downstream workflows. So I think it as we start to open it up more and more, I think it has very positive benefits to that, and all the way into the contracting onto the build side.
Well, and that's where, as much as I hate bringing up the AI conversation again, it's like that I feel like is where all those different dots, that's like, who knows the correlations and the causations that are out there. But if we just put those feelers out and just let the data be open, it'll bring some interesting stuff back, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think where the industry sees a lot of friction is how much information is in silos. And AI, I think, does its best when it can traverse and see a lot of data and bring in really interesting insights. But when you have these products or data sources that are so siloed and don't speak to each other, you can't get that broad kind of AI application. And kind of on that topic, like we've kind of jumped in headfirst into the AI space because it was such a good application for AI. We have over 6 million sections of code of building codes, electrical codes on the site. 7,000 on average get updated every single month. So like, how do you have a system that can traverse a sprawling range of code? And that's just the code side, and using AI to bring insights to that. But yeah, when you combine that with like project data, with permit data, or as built, I think it queues itself up to be a really powerful system.